Good morning.
I got it without, yeah.
The Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Anybody left out that you really thought especially deserved to be in?
Well, I mean, I would say the entire team. No. I mean, there's guys that are worthy, but listen, I know sometimes it's subjective and it's voted on by players and coaches and their peers, and just happy for the three that are, the starters, I guess, part of the 43 and Brandon, Fletcher, and Zach. I mean, well deserved, and then of course the alternates are it's well deserved as well. So obviously we'd love to continue to keep playing, and that's our goal.
And Brandon, in Brandon Brooks' case, it's a position that you can't really quantify. From your perspective, what kind of season has he had?
Well, I think he's been real steady, real consistent for us, and that award, that nomination, that goal to make the Pro Bowl, I think it comes from other D linemen and other defensive guys voting on that, and so it's a credit to Brandon and how well he works and prepares himself during the week and doesn't miss anything and just goes out and plays steady each week. Had a great performance the other night.
How much has that consistency meant to you guys this year from him? A lot of injuries on that O-line aside.
Well, it means a lot, to have a guy that's been steady in there. He and Kelsey. I mean, Kelsey's been nicked up, but he's been pretty steady as well. And just to have that continuity and leadership from him has been good and kept been the glue that's kept that group together.
Doug, from your experience as a coach and a player, what did you do mentally to flip the switch from backup quarterback to full-time starter or for starting quarterback?
Well, I want to say, next man up, but sometimes it's different with the quarterback position. But quite frankly, I think the thing that was in our favor is the fact that he was able to play last year, meaning Nick. And then it kind of carried over to the beginning of this season with the couple of starts that he had. So, he prepares each week. And for me, it was just a matter of, hey, we got to support Nick now, and we got to make sure that we do the same things that we did for Carson, and that's keep him clean. Game plan, we got to make sure he's got throws he can make, reads he can make, and still kind of keep it simple that he can just go out and play and execute, and that's what you saw the other night.
Physically, as a player, how hard is it to flip that switch physically to get on the field and be the starter?
From a quarterback position, it's probably a little bit harder. Just you've missed a few weeks of throws, with your guys. Mentally, it changes from the standpoint of, back up to now. I'm starter and I'm taking every snap and the ball's in my hands all the time. So there's a couple of days of working through that, and I thought he handled that extremely well last week.
Why did Pederson have another surgery?
In Chris's case, first of all, I'm not going to get into the details of all that with Chris, but I will say this: it's been unfortunate for him. That he's been battling this, the whole season, and now obviously he's going to miss and all that. But Chris has been such an instrumental part of this team, and kept him involved with the defense, with special teams. He's such an inspiration to a lot of the guys in his leadership. So it is unfortunate, but great person, great human being, and more of a good teammate to the guys.
Can you confirm though that it's on the knee? It's a second surgery on the knee.
Yeah, and confirm that. But other than that, I'm not gonna get into the details.
NBC related a story on Sunday night that earlier in the week you went up to Fletch and said, "I need a career game out of you." How close did he come to that Sunday night?
Did I say that?
That's what they said.
Who said that?
NBC.
Did they? Might have been in the production meeting. It's something that when I get a chance to talk to players like that, I mean, they understand. They understand the role and the magnitude of a game that we were in the other night. And Fletcher's been an impact to this defense and this team all season. And I just wanted, for me, I think it's just to reiterate confidence in Fletch that listen, you go out and just do your job, and good things are going to happen. And he did, and he had a really, really dominant football game, and put a lot of pressure on Goff, and gosh, probably his best game this season.
What is it about Nick that when it comes to big games, whether it's a postseason game or your season's on the line, regardless of the circumstances or what happens in the game, he finds a way to win? What is it about Nick and that quality?
Well, I think it's a credit to Nick, number one, individually. I think for him, and he would probably tell you this, that his basketball background, he treats it like a point guard. He's just gonna distribute the ball, and that's the thing that you see when he's a veteran player. He's played a ton of games. Obviously, he's been a starter in this league before, so that's something that he's comfortable with, and he just understands the plan and goes and executes, and he just wants to win. He doesn't care about credit and all that. He just wants to win, and he's helped us do that now, here in the near future.
Going back to your experience as a backup quarterback, I mean, what is the kind of like the toughest thing about, making sure you're ready when you are ultimately called upon, like during the week and everything like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the one of the toughest things from a backup role player, particularly the quarterback, to do each week. And it's a credit to Nick. He's in there with the quarterbacks, with Carson. They're studying the game plan. They're dialoguing. They're bouncing ideas off each other. And you see him at practice. Getting the mental rep, even though he's not getting the actual rep with the offense. He's prepared. I mean, he's prepared every single week because there's too much pride in Nick to, obviously he doesn't want to let anybody down. So when he gets an opportunity to play, he wants to make sure that he's prepared, and that's what he's done, and it shows in the game.
What he's done last year, and people are going to point to what he did last year and come back this year and expect the same kind of thing. It's almost unrealistic to put that kind of pressure on him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different team, different time. We're fighting for our lives right now. It's a little different for us, different feel, and we're just treating it one game at a time, quite frankly. And we're just going to get through today and make sure today's right. Make the corrections, and where we need to make corrections, and move to tomorrow. So that's how we're treating it.
Along those lines, though, but you're still in that hunt, even with what's going on with this team so far. What's it like to be in that position right now? You guys are there's some things still partially in your control, partially not. But where you are right now, after what you've been through.
Well, I mean, what we've gone through this season to be in this position with 2 games to go, it's in our hands, quite frankly, and. CNN report, ABC, Fox and Friends. What is it? But it's the fact that the team understands that we control what we can control, and we gotta play good again this week. There's a playoff team coming in here in Houston, and we just got to continue what we did the other night, and that's a hard thing to do. But that's the thing the guys understand, and they got to have a good week of preparation and get ready for another good game.
As much as you talk to us about tuning out the noise, so to speak, it seems you and the team are at your best when you're being counted out. Now that there's some excitement, some optimism about your chances, what do you do to kind of handle that and channel that?
I just tell them we're still counted out.
Do you really?
No, I mean, listen, there's so much media out there, and our guys see it, they read it, they know about it. We can say we block it out all we want, but turn on the TV, turn on, the radio, you're going to hear something. And, of course, you guys talking to them as well. So we understand, and we know where we're at and what we need to get done. It's no different than last week. It's a one game season for us, and it's a resilient group. Backs were against the wall. They came out and played well the other night, and we're going to need that again, this week.
Have you noticed too that the team's better in that situation when the back is against the wall?
Yeah, I think a team can put a sort of a heightened awareness. I think when your back's against the wall a little bit more. We talked last week about how we simplified the game plan as coaches to allow our players to play, and I think it helped us in the game the other night. And it just comes down to each player, just as we say each week, just owning their job, their responsibility, and that's where we're at, and that's what we got to continue to do.
With that said, I mean, it seems like the last couple of weeks you've kind of eased back on practices and everything. Like today, you're doing a walkthrough. I think like last week you gave them an extra day off. What is that coming from, like the players? Is that coming from sports science, or is that just something you decided?
No, it's coming from me. We think about go back 2 weeks ago against the Cowboys. Defense was on the field for 95 plus plays. Long road trip. Had another long road trip coming back from LA. Got back early Monday morning. And just for me, it's just I need to make sure our guys are as fresh as they can be this time of the year going into the game. So I just wanted to make sure that we have more of the mental preparation down today. That's why I backed off just a little bit, and we'll do 2 extended longer walkthroughs than we've done in the past. And we can still get a lot of work done. We'll still have our meeting schedule and all that, but I still want to make sure the guys are fresh for Sunday. How much will he do? Same as last week.
Doug, hit the Wayback Machine for me for a second. When you first became a starter after being a backup, what was that moment on the field for you, like when you realized this is different, right?
Well, the adrenaline obviously hits you the first. I mean, your juices are flowing. You're pretty excited, and you got that butterfly feeling in your stomach, and it's a unique feeling. For anybody that's felt that, it's a unique feeling. And then of course once the ball is kicked off and snapped and you're out there, your ability, I think, as a backup to try to slow the game down is crucial. If you rush your drops, if you get through your progressions too fast, the game's too fast. And I think as a backup quarterback, and it's hard to simulate those things in practice during the week as much as you try to. This is where a guy like Nick, being a veteran guy who's played a ton of games, can really just kind of calm things down for himself and really kind of process the game in his head during the week. And that's what a backup quarterback has to do. You kind of have to play out the scenarios during the week without all the emotion. Then you throw the emotion on top of it, and that's where it's tough. But Nick has a real unique ability to really kind of calm the storm, kind of get through the first series or 2 of the game, see how the defense is playing, and then he can begin to attack, as the game progresses.
Frank went through that with him last year, talked to him a lot about that because of your experience. Did you have to do that to go over again this year with him?
Not as much. I mean, he and I spoke last week during the week, just as Carson and I do, from game plan and all that. But I think just relying on and leaning back and thinking back on our experiences last year with him. And then, of course, remember, he did start the first 2 games of our season this year. So we were able to kind of just go back to those moments. And for him, it was just a matter of how well he could just sort of calm the storm and calm his nerves and, go play.
All right, Sal, we got to
Okay.
run practice.
All right, guys.
If you need a one-on-one later,